much softer.
You're not.
Yeah, y'all say I'm not approachable. That's jacked up. Don't I look approachable?
You do. You're so cute. You know. Let's cute to see me.
But that's what I wish we could play some footage of that. Just because, I want y'all to get it funky fresh. I'm gonna tell you the truth. I was suspect. And just in terms of like, I was on your ass regardless, and I wish that I wasn't that way.
Right.
All the time. So, okay, when that question goes back to you, what would you change, if anything?
I would change. Oh, I think we talked about this the other day. I said that I would have probably, had I known, I would have raised my kids to be vegetarians.
Mm-hmm.
And I probably would have homeschooled all of them through elementary school.
Okay.
Because I'm homeschooling now with my 8th grader.
Yeah.
It's a positive thing. I can see how it could have been way positive for all of them starting out, just to get those skills and really hone in on that before middle and high school. But what's done is done.
Yeah, yeah.
And I really would have raised them more active in the church like I was.
Yeah. That's what I didn't mention about being parents when we were younger yet.
I know you was just as active as we were.
Yeah, man. Bible study on Wednesdays, choir rehearsal on Friday, after church. That was fun though. It was like, hey, that's where you got your first girlfriend at. You know what I'm talking about? And, hey, going out, hanging out with your friend. That was a good show. Yeah, I missed that.
I spend more time with my church friends than I did with my school friends. Yeah, my church friends, that was a clique. We was huge.
That was like the family, right?
Yeah, that came first to my school friends.
Okay.
And I also want to talk about the difference between.
What was it? Go back real quick. Make sure. What would you change, if anything?
Oh, just those three things.
Just that.
Those three things. It was the children being more active in a church setting.
Okay.
Which the first two really were.
Okay.
Then things changed. We can get into that subject.
Yeah, for sure.
A lot later.
Yeah, bedside Baptist.
Yes.
We'll talk about that.
And I would have raised them to eat better.
Okay.
Better eating habits, vegetarian.
In the home.
And I would have homeschooled.
Okay, for sure.
Yes.
Right on. All right, moving on. Go, you had it.
Oh, okay. So the difference between parenting adults and children. Now we're in that balance right now. We have some adult kids. We have some younger kids. So the dynamic does change in the relationship as they grow and become more independent.
Yeah.
I'm having a hard time with it more times than others because even though the older ones can technically do for themselves, I still do it because I'm still in parenting children mode. And I don't know if it's because they're still under our roof that it makes me feel like you're not completely independent though. You need mommy to go make you a smoothie for breakfast so you can be ready for work today. What kind of crazy shit is that? Mom, I pay taxes, I got a car, you know, but I still mommy them a lot. Me and my oldest daughter talk all day long. Our text messages are crazy. So even though I'm still parenting her, she's become more of my friend.
Okay.
Jalen's 20. He's becoming my friend. I'm slowly, because he's a boy, that's just a whole different dynamic than a daughter and mother, son and mother.
Because we're not really friends. You know what I'm saying? Like,
you want to be friends.
Yeah, I do, but I just still, because it's still so much that I want to impart on it. And there's probably a way to do that, obviously. But I also...
You still want to be that parental figure,
right? Some stuff that's going on, like you need to know, like, hey, Daddy said this, and this is what Daddy meant.
Exactly.
Like, okay, it's a time and a place.
See, it's a different thing, son to father, and I think I'm starting to just kind of open up a little bit more as his mother, and I'm kind of just maybe asking him his opinion a little more on this.
Which is some stuff that I need to learn.
Right. Me and Ashley, I feel like I've done mother to daughter what I'm supposed to do.
Okay. Yeah.
So now
sure.
we can sit up and talk about really inappropriate things. And we talk so terrible. But
hey, well, you know, okay, well, I got to insert this. That just goes back to parenting styles real quick. We talk to our kids about any and everything. We didn't hide nothing. We may have brought it in a kind of way, but no matter what.
Now that they're older,
we really don't. Hey, man, look, this is like it's gonna be sucker free for real. You about to get it funky fresh, and our oldest still be like, "Oh God, why?" Hey, look, we telling you this is what it is. Whether it's between me and you,
and then she'll turn around and say something inappropriate.
Exactly. So, but that goes back to.
But they always respect us.
Yes.
They never, you know. The ratio sometimes is a little off.
Yeah, I mean, it's still.
I can't say it's 100%, but they never.
Yeah, it's always respect. You always got to, you know, get them back in line to some respect every now and again, Maya. But yeah, sometimes it's that way. But yeah. Okay, well, I'm gonna read this. Parenting after this is from the article Parenting After the Adolescent Becomes Adult from Psychology Today, and it says they give you 3 points as to the adjustments that you need to make in order to parent from adolescent to adult, and it says tolerance, reversal, and demotion. So it says start with tolerance. If you are in the sandwich generation, positioned between having older parents and adult children, that's us, right?
Right.
You can understand how your children sometimes still struggle to get along with you, by how you sometimes struggle to get along with your parents.
That's a whole other podcast too.
So it says you can see from getting impatient with your parents' irritating ways how your adult children can get impatient with yours. What we say, too many adults in one place.
Yes.
Then it says, so that's tolerance. Adjusting to reversal can be challenging as well. When our children are young, our task is to get them to fit into our lives, to learn what we think is important, and to fulfill our agenda for what needs to happen. When they become adults, however, to a significant degree, our role is reversed. Now our task as parents is to fit more into their lives, to understand what they believe is important in their lives, and to respect their agenda for what needs to happen in their lives. And you're hoping that what we instilled in them reflects what they think is important in their lives.
Yes.
And then there's demotion.
It's so sad. It's so sad.
When your adult child becomes established in the world, preoccupation with managing this separate life can take precedence over involvement in their lives, over involvement in the lives of parents. When the adult child marries, you become less important than is the new partner, and when adult child and partner become parents, you become less important than this new child. Less important doesn't mean less love, only less of a priority. Now it does say in the Bible how you have to leave your mother and your father. That's right. I'll find the verse and get back to you on it. But you know what I'm talking about. So you have, let me read them again. Tolerance, reversal, that's role reversal, and then demotion. So what's your thoughts on this?
Oh, it's so hard. That sandwich generation situation is real. I mean, because we're like, oh my gosh, we overwhelmed with parents and we're overwhelmed with children, and they all need our attention in different ways, but yet they want to be grown, so they only want so much. It's a difficult thing to balance. As a matter of fact, I'm doing a devotional right now on parenting new adults and how I need to back off and trust the fact that I have done what I'm supposed to do, and trust the fact that I raised them to love the Lord, and you know. So I don't know. It's difficult. It's difficult to watch your child with a partner. That's hard.
Yeah, buddy.
I'm still getting used to it, but I'm learning.
I mean, well, the boy had been on vacation with us.
Yeah,
2-3 times.
Jalen got his girl too. It's just like, oh, now I'm seeing him in that man protective thing with her,
right?
And it's like it's really something for a mother. It's a whole new
world.
It's a whole new challenge to overcome. But it's all good. It's all positive. Yeah. They're supposed to grow.
Right. Like, they're supposed to. And that's what, that's the give up. This is what our preparation, this is what us raising them, this is what everything we've talked to them about, this is what it's supposed to be about. So why is it so hard when it's that time to go ahead and let them go? This is what we was ready for. Go, do what you're supposed to do.
And it sounds good some days, like, go, get. But,
Cause still, even now, this boy's curfew is at 1 o'clock in the morning. It's like, all right, homie, where you at?
Yeah.
You getting pulled over? Hey, this.
Right.
Well, this is kind of a transition into the next thing, but it's just that. Well, the next point that you had was extra steps we need to take as parents of future black adults, and that's kind of what I was going for, and that wasn't even on purpose. We was just in sync like that, just the way. I think I was reading D.L. Hughley says that he doesn't even go to sleep until his kids are in, and these are grown adult children.
I tried that.
Now, I tried that on Real Spitting. That's a good show. But depending on what we got going on, brother still might knock out, and we wait for these texts and
I
calls.
Leave my phone out.
We for real be looking to see, like, hey, you got to get home, man. You come home and tell me about getting pulled over by the police, talking about his brake light.
Yeah.
It's
multiple
all
occasions
game
at this point.
You know what I mean? And so you just, unfortunately, it's just the truth. As a black man, and my son becoming an adult black man, this is stuff that has to be talked about.
That you have to know.
This is the thing, man.
Yes.
Because we live in a time that is so unpredictable yet predictable.
And if you're not prepared for it and you're caught off guard, disaster could strike.
Man. From the simplest of things.
Yes.
So
it goes from police brutality, how to behave when you're pulled over. It goes from if that boyfriend is acting a little too possessive of you, then maybe you need to watch his moves because you might want to make an exit.
Right.
Or it's just like
we had a family situation where a girl set up some family on some bull some years ago, and we understand what we're talking about, but fatally set up. You understand?
Not hit you in the shoulder and keep going. Fatally.
That's a thing that you have to worry about when you're parenting adult children. In my opinion, I know that it can happen even when you're 15, 16, sure of that, but just as you become an adult, you start to wonder, like, man, okay, who are my kids? Even though they're adults, who are they associating with? Who are they talking to? Who are they? Whatever. So, and then these people are around you, so now they get aware of how you operate and how you move. Exactly. So all of that stuff are things to take into consideration.
Right.
But definitely, as I think about my sons,
it's hard. It's so hard.
Being a man is a cold thing. I think I made a post one day on Instagram, and I was like, "You trust me and everything, baby." We out celebrating our anniversary, and you did not one time ask about what's in the bank or what's this or how it's going. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what my job is. My job is to provide that and make that comfortable for you. I mean, and that don't mean like, no, you can't provide this and provide that. So in case whoever wanted to write or email or whatever.
Exactly.
I'm just saying, me, Elliot Kirk Jones, as a man, that's what I got from my daddy. That's a parenting style I got from my daddy. My daddy, who has dementia right now and is in a facility. Butter pecan, Mike Apps, that's jacked up because we take homie to get ice cream every time we go. But my dad provided, without a doubt.
Mm-hmm.
He was a protector and a provider. And I got that from him, and I'm not ashamed of it.
Yes.
Not mad about it at all. You mess with my family, I'm gonna kick your ass straight up. Period.
Yeah, pretty much.
So when I think about all of these things that I want to get inside of my son, like, I think that our sons definitely are very gentlemanlike.
Oh, they are.
And that's not something that I learned when I was younger.
Mm-hmm. But you've always made it a point to.
And then as I've gotten
older,
right, yeah. So chivalry is not dead. So I think that's important when you're raising sons. I saw something on Instagram, de-escalation skills.
Yes.
Especially for black people, period. We always have to be better. I'm sorry.
Change in a heartbeat.
When keeping it real goes wrong, you don't want to be on the other side of that.
No.
You don't want to be on the side of that wrong. So de-escalation skills, these are things that even though you have adult children, you still have to make them aware of it. You still have to talk about it. If you have children, you have to start it
early as possible.
I think the realer that you are with your kids,
the more prepared
they are, the better balanced they are. They're able to adjust to any kind of situation without 42 faking and being out of themselves, right? But you're still able to adjust no matter what environment you're in, no matter where you are. You're able to maneuver the way necessary without not being true to yourself and the way you were raised. At least that's how I think you and I are. So that's why. What you got on that?
Oh, for sure. I mean, I'm with you on all of that. I've been sipping my wine. I'm feeling fine. But yeah, you know, I have fears now, not just having black sons, but having black daughters. And I hate to separate stuff into race, but it's just a fact. It's just reality.
You're getting on this.
And, you know, certain things are just specific to the black race. It just is. So I have my fears with my sons, dealing with, you know, young ladies. Are they really going to do them right? And with my daughters, dealing with young men, they better watch themselves.
Because I do have a shotgun.
Yes. And even, you know, just crazy people from your past popping back up and trying to do something to you. It's just so many things you have to watch out for.
That you don't think about when your kids are 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And now all of a sudden it's like, wait a minute, what?
It's happening.
This is only stuff that I saw on TV.
But yet
it can be right at your doorstep.
Yes.
Again, I do got a shot in the where it's
at.
You understand what I'm talking about?
Yes. So basically everything that we said today, I just wanted to drive on the fact that you want to make sure you're on the same page with the other parents. Whether you guys are married, divorced, if it's a sperm donor, whoever the hell it is, you want to make sure that you're on the exact same page. Because we could go on a whole different 2 other podcasts about what happens when you're not. Because we've been there. And I would love to dig a little deeper into that as far as relationships go. And, you know, I just think it's important for you to move the way your family moves. You set up, you know, I talked about doing a mission statement for your relationship. Do it for your family.
Do it for your
and
family.
How you want to move as a family.
We had a whole vision and mission statement presentation that we did here.
Yeah.
Of course, they were like, "Oh God!" Like, no, you're gonna sit your ass down. And listen, this is what we want our family to be. This is what we want to represent.
Sit down together and come up with it. Do a vision board. You like this is the foundation of what our group.
Because ultimately, it's if it's 3 of y'all, then it's the 3 of y'all. If it's the 2 of y'all, it's the 2 of y'all. If it's whatever that number is, whatever that core group family is, that's what it is. It's got to be y'all against the world.
Yep.
For real.
Exactly. And I always say, you know, you do what works for your family. Your family. what works for your family might not work for mine, and what works for mine might not work for yours.
Right.
But the big picture is to be respectful of people's differences.
Yeah.
You know, and stop trying to fit into what society is trying to. What society parenting at the moment? What society tells you needs to be.
Get your ass back in the.
What society?
We making a podcast. Be quiet.
To be the standard for your parenting.
Yeah.
And just be open with them. Just be open. Talk to them about anything, even if you feel a little uncomfortable.
You cannot. We live in a time where if you don't tell them something, they can go find it wherever. And it ain't got to be a hard, long look.
No.
It's going to pop up. They're going to be able to find whatever it is they're looking for without a doubt. So you trying to hide something from your kids legit is a waste of time.
Chances are they know that.
And it's better that they hear stuff and ask you questions. And if y'all don't have the answer, then well, you get it. You figure it out. But it's better to do that together than it is they go find it out from their homeboy, from their homegirl. And so now that's two people that got it wrong. Exactly. Because there was not an open forum in my house.
If y'all heard a burp, I'm sorry.
What?
I'm sorry. I think I burped. And if you heard that, I'm sorry. What? Sorry. Okay, go ahead.
So, listen to this. To bring all of this around, we said, how are we parent differently? What? Why? What's happening? Mm-hmm. How are we parented, and how do we transfer that style to our parenting? What will we change, if anything? The difference between parenting adults and children. I read you a little bit of article from Psychology Today. After the adolescent becomes adult, so you can check that out.
We'll post it on the blog.
We'll post it on stillsuckerfree.com. That's the website. Go check that out. Extra steps we need to take as parents of future black adults. And then we just kind of brought it all together with Camille, what she said in terms of just like, again, it's balance. Do what works for you. And that's something that the sooner you start, the better it is, I think. And the number one way to stay sucker free is God. You can hear us say a whole bunch of stuff on here, and hopefully you take it lighthearted in terms of the cussing and the fussing, because you know what, that's a part of life, for real, as far as what it is with us. But God is everything, period. And I'm talking about Jesus Christ, the Holy Trinity, God the Father, God the Son, God the Holy Ghost, period. That's the way to stay sucker free, without a doubt. So, agree with it or not, we're going to give it to you funky. That's how we do. This is podcast number 3, Sucker Free Parenting. Again, I'm your host, Kirk Jones. Hog Daddy, Kirk Elliott. Intentional, I'm making a whole bunch of noise. StillSuckerFree.com. Still Sucker Free is Instagram. And this is my wife, Camille Jones, Halos and Unicorns, and we are out of here. What y'all think about that? Hopefully you did. Look, I was laughing when I came from around the corner. I don't know if it was in, but my pants came down. I was like, oh shit. Oh, that was funny.
Good Lord.
Oh shit, what happened? I don't know what happened. Battery level is low. Well, I'm just trying to stop. Oh.